Hello, this is Teacher Christy again. Today, I'm going to talk about the dark side of VipKid. Yes, there really is a dark side, and a side that I think any teacher that has been with VipKid for very long probably experienced. When you work for yourself and you work in this company, it changes your perspective on how we view work. So I'm having surgery tomorrow, and I'm needing to take off 1 to 2 weeks of work, so I have a clear schedule. And I found myself this morning very, very excited and looking forward to my surgery. And while I am looking forward to having the procedure done and moving on, I realized I'm looking forward to having surgery because I have time off. And then I realized I've only had 1 day off since I got back from Beijing in January. And I had no days off before I went to Beijing. So essentially, other than Beijing, I have worked 10 months without a day off. And really thinking about that a little bit more, and I read recently in a post about a mom who forgot that today is Mother's Day. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all my wonderful mothers out there. And scheduled yourself. And the dark side of this is when you work for VipKid, and essentially you're not working for them, you're working for yourself, the temptation is to really develop, I think, sometimes unhealthy attitudes towards work. And I know that I have developed a somewhat unhealthy attitude. And here's how my attitude has progressed. When I take time off, I don't look at it like I'm taking time off. I look at it like I'm losing money. So rather than saying I'm taking a week off to get better, I look at it and go, well, I'm losing a week's worth of money. When I want to take a day off to maybe go be with family, I think of it in terms of not I'm going to take a day off, but in terms of how much money I'm going to lose by taking that day off. And part of it's our pay structure, part of it's working for ourselves, part of it's a lower, a certain kind of anxiety that for me, it feels like if I can make money, I should make money. And if I can easily, get up at 3 a.m. and put in those hours and make that $100 before I go out with my family, then that's what I should do. I've been really struggling with that, and I think a lot of teachers struggle with that. As we start to teach more, as you have more availability, you start to go, how can I have a life? How do I balance family? How do I balance sleep? How do I balance health? And the real dark side of that is when we so radically change our perspective on work and what it means to work, when a day off is no longer a given or a day off, it's losing money. How do we keep healthy, and how do we create healthy environments for ourselves? How do we make sure that we continue to connect with our families and our friends, and it's very easy to get isolated. And I find myself knowing more about my students sometimes than my own family. And it's been a struggle for me. It's going to continue to be a struggle for me. And I think my upcoming trip to Thailand and taking some time off will be really helpful in that process. But one of the things I wanted to share with you today on the dark side of VipKid is it's absolutely important, the more you work, that you stop and reflect as you go. How is this affecting my health? How is this affecting my relationships? How is this affecting my overall standard of living? And if you read anything that I have in all my videos, and I gear a lot of what I do towards a full-time teacher, and it is true I make over $50,000 a year if you average it doing this job, but I also pay a high price for that. In some respect, if you're making 50 grand, you're probably going to pay a high price anyway. With time away from family and time away from friends. But one of the things I wanted to share with you on the dark side, and the struggle that I have, and I think many people do, is we really have to be in a place of constant self-reflection on how is this affecting us? How is this affecting our lives? I'm really interested in your guys' thoughts and your guys' idea. How do you do this? How do you balance this? How do you create a high standard of living and stay the person that you want to be? I used to be a person that didn't work nearly as much as I do now. And I have to redefine myself. I had time off by nature of my job. That's not true. So how do I redefine that? This is going to be a struggle. It's going to be a constant, ongoing struggle, I think, for all of us. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and what your thoughts are, and how we together as a community grow in this way. Thought I'd share my deep, dark secret for all of you on Mother's Day. Have the happiest Mother's Day ever. See you tomorrow.